What are you up to?
Well, Anthony Cumia. I was on the Opie and Anthony radio show on Sirius XM satellite radio up until about a month ago, a little shy of a month ago. Then I went out one night in Manhattan, decided I was going to take some photographs. I photographed a young black woman who was very angry at me taking her picture in public and ran up to me, called me a white motherfucker, and then just started punching me in the head. I reacted with zero violence, none violence. And believe me, look, I could have reacted very violently, but I didn't.
All right, hang on, slow down for a minute. Tell us just how hard it was to be able to carry that piece in Manhattan.
Very difficult, very difficult. Trying to get a license to carry a firearm in Manhattan is nearly impossible. But the amount of sheer death threats I've gotten over the years for being an incredible scumbag has granted me the privilege of
being literally what you need.
My Second Amendment right.
So tonight over dinner, I was talking to my daughter and I'm like, we've got my wife is here with coffee. Thanks, baby. So it's tonight at dinner and I'm talking to my daughter and she's like, I was like, I'm kind of excited tonight. We've got a really big star on the show. And she says, I know, I heard about it. Why would you have someone who's sexist on your show? And I said, no, he's not sexist, he's racist. And she goes, oh, okay.
So please, sir, continue your story. This lady attacked you because you took a photograph and she got mad.
Yeah, I took pictures, she got mad, white motherfucker. She started beating on me. I put my arm up and I was just kind of holding her off with my arm. And she was like, don't touch me, don't touch me. And I wasn't touching her. And then a couple of other guys came up around and were like, don't you touch that lady. And I was like, I actually used a line from Platoon. I'm so embarrassed. I was like, this ain't your fucking show. And then I'm like, ew. What a dude.
I have to ask, though. Don't you feel at least partially responsible being a white man?
Yes. Waking up white that morning as a white male, I did feel like it must have been my fault in some way.
Well, you started the day with quite a bit of guilt.
Right. I had to have.
So you had that weighing down on you.
Yeah. So she's beating on my head, and I didn't feel like my life was being threatened at that point, or that I was in any danger of really being hurt. She was just bitch slapping me, kind of a thing. So I just left it at that. At one point I did say, I'm going to get a cop. And she goes, good, I'll just tell him you sexually harassed me. And I'm like, I can't wait. Well, let me just get out of this situation and leave.
That might have been the headline instead.
Yeah. Well, the
whole
whole
would have fired you for that, You should have went with that line.
Unfortunately, or fortunately, however you look at it, I then decided I should probably go on Twitter and tell exactly what happened in plain English, like any angry person would say if they had just been assaulted by some whore, because I believe she was some type of prostitute at 4 in the morning.
Let's not judge. We like prostitutes on the show.
Yeah, well, no,
it was very plain English.
I love the prostitute Americans, but she was full of violence for me. So I just started tweeting about how angry I was that she had done this, and that I really had no recourse. But my only mistake, I think now, in hindsight, was that I decided as I was going to bash her, I added in some social commentary. And I think that may have confused some people.
Yeah, if you kept the parameters to her and her general, sense of being a dirty cunt, that would have been okay. But I think it's when you opened it up to maybe a broader scale, and you, of course, when you do that, you offend a broader scale of people. That seems like what happened.
But the thing is, I offended a broader scale of people that love to be offended, and I still don't regret anything I said, and I think I was still accurate. I said that there was a problem in the black community with violence. Now, there is. It's being addressed by reverends, preachers, community organizers. They have marches and seminars and everything to silence the violence in our community. Let's have our young people not shoot each other and discuss problems. This disrespect issue has to be handled with words and not guns. So it's something that I didn't pull this out of my ass. People are talking about it. I then said that there is this problem with violence, this jump to violence, instead of just saying, hey, stop taking my fucking picture, or maybe even something nicer, or
Right.
something angrier. But
So let me ask you this. This is what I'm really curious about. When Sirius is going to pull the trigger like that, because you're a big deal over there. I mean, you're one of the bigger shows. How do they do about that? Go about that? Is it something where they come in and it's someone you know from them that's been a friend or an associate?
Lay out
and
the
he
conversation.
talks you down slow.
Does
And he's like,
HR
look,
talk to you and say, look, man?
or is this like they text you and they're like, game over, bro? Shouldn't have tweeted like that.
I had been fired a couple of times prior to this event, and,
Just a couple.
and that was kind of a meeting, and they kind of shine you on a little bit. They go, we're gonna see what happened. We're gonna suspend you a little bit, and then we'll see what happened, and blah blah blah. This one was literally an email. It was an email saying, well. You're fired.
You were only there for a decade. You're only there for a decade, so it's not like you deserved
Only 10
face to face.
years. So to just drop me an email like it's some spam.
Wow.
I've gone days sometimes without checking my email. I might have went into work if I didn't check it. That would have been embarrassing.
That's what I was thinking. Like, do you think they changed the locks? So like, if you went in, we'd be like, click, click, click. What the fuck?
Dude, there was literally a
they're
poster
pulling your name off the door?
on the wall. A poster on the wall in the lobby of Sirius XM with my face on it saying, "This man is not to be admitted. He is terminated from."
No fucking
Sirius
way.
XM.
It just said racist.
That's a
That's
little bit
awesome.
above and beyond.
Yeah,
That
that's
sounds
cool.
like
When they
humility.
put wanted posters on the wall around your workplace, you've gone out in style, right? Like,
I know, like
yeah.
Now, if you wanted a good tweet, like that would have been, you next to that poster would have been 250,000 retweets.
So
As
here's
far
a question
as,
I have.
as far as being Jim are concerned, who do you blame more for not reneging on their contract and potentially being sued for millions?
You broke up there.
You dropped out at the last minute there.
Oh,
But
I broke up?
I assume you're saying, who do I blame more for not reneging on the contract? Who? Sirius
Whoa,
XM?
whoa, language. Yeah, go ahead.
There he goes again.
I'm incorrigible.
But yeah, sorry I broke up. But what's the answer?
Yeah, do I blame Opie or Jimmy for not leaving, or is that what?
Yeah, I think that's what he's getting at.
I was joking around saying that it's clearly, it's silly to blame either of them.
They were under contract, and I know where they're at. The contract's up in October. I mean, why blow off a couple of months of a pretty righteous paycheck, and then we'll see what happens in October. But no, I don't blame them at all. I love those guys. They're a lot of fun, and to tell you the truth, I'd have probably stuck it out for another couple of months, pocket the money, and then figure out what I want to do afterwards. Yeah.